Imagine visiting a museum and looking at a statue that scholars believed represented Goddess Saraswati for almost 900 years. Now imagine archaeologists telling the world it was never Saraswati. One broken hand, one missing musical instrument, and one powerful piece of modern technology completely changed history. This is the incredible story of one of India's greatest archaeological rediscoveries. Inside the State Museum in Bhopal stands an elegant red sandstone sculpture carved nearly 900 years ago. For generations, visitors admired it as Goddess Saraswati, the Hindu goddess of wisdom, learning, music, and knowledge. Museum records officially listed it as Saraswati. No one questioned it. The statue had become part of accepted history. But history sometimes hides its greatest secrets in the smallest details. Recently, officials from the Directorate of Archaeology, Archives and Museums decided to examine the sculpture once again. One simple question changed everything. Where is the veena? The veena is the most recognizable symbol of Goddess Saraswati. Nearly every classical image of Saraswati shows her holding this beautiful string instrument. Yet this sculpture had no veena. Could it simply have broken away? Or had everyone misunderstood the statue from the very beginning? Instead of relying only on visual observation, archaeologists used modern digital documentation, high-resolution imaging, three-dimensional mapping, detailed surface analysis. These technologies allowed researchers to study tiny carvings invisible to the naked eye. What they discovered shocked everyone. The broken hand had never held a veena. It originally held a lotus flower. That single discovery changed the identity of the goddess forever. Once the lotus was identified, archaeologists compared every remaining feature with ancient Hindu texts and traditional iconography. Everything matched another goddess. Gayatri, the divine embodiment of the Gayatri mantra, the personification of the Vedas, the symbol of spiritual wisdom and enlightenment. This was not Saraswati. It was one of the rarest surviving sculptures of Goddess Gayatri ever identified in India. Every object held by the goddess tells a story. She sits gracefully in Lalitasana, a relaxed royal pose. Her lower right hand holds an akshamala, a sacred rosary representing meditation and spiritual discipline. Another hand carries a lotus, symbolizing purity and divine knowledge. She also holds a sacred book representing the Vedas. Near her feet stands a beautifully carved hamsa or swan. The swan symbolizes wisdom and the ability to distinguish truth from illusion. Flying celestial beings carrying flower garlands surround the goddess, emphasizing her divine status. Together, these symbols perfectly match descriptions of Goddess Gayatri found in ancient Shilpa Shastras and Puranic literature. So how did experts mistake Gayatri for Saraswati for nearly 9 centuries? The answer lies in one broken arm. Centuries of damage erased part of the sculpture. Earlier scholars naturally assumed the missing object must have been Saraswati's famous veena. It seemed like the obvious explanation. But modern archaeology showed that assumption was incorrect. The missing object was actually a lotus. One incorrect assumption survived for centuries. The discovery revealed another fascinating mystery. The sculpture was found in Dhar, once the capital of the Parmara dynasty. Because of its location, historians assumed it belonged to the Parmara artistic tradition. But stylistic analysis told a different story. The graceful body proportions, the elaborate jewelry, the flowing garments, and the detailed carving all resemble the Western Chalukyan style. During the 12th century, the region experienced strong Western Chalukyan artistic influence, which explains these distinctive features. The sculpture preserves not only religious history, but also evidence of cultural exchange between medieval Indian kingdoms. This discovery reminds us that archaeology is never truly finished. Ancient objects continue to reveal new stories as technology improves. A statue that stood silently for centuries suddenly speaks again. Not because the stone changed, but because our understanding evolved. Modern science helped restore the true identity of an ancient goddess whose image had been misunderstood for generations. Sometimes history isn't rewritten by discovering something new. Sometimes it's rewritten by finally seeing what was always there. Which discovery surprised you the most? The missing lotus? The use of 3D technology? Or the fact that an ancient museum artifact could hide its true identity for almost 900 years? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoy fascinating stories about archaeology, ancient India, and historical mysteries, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more incredible discoveries.